What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? We got break number 642 BD. This is a 2-case break of Pop Century. 20 boxes in the break. Let's go. We're gonna get both cases open. Case number 1. Gonna move those off the screen. Should be able to still see them on YouTube. The overhead cam. I gotta move them off screen because otherwise they cause my camera to not focus. Come on. There we go, case 2. Ten boxes. 10 boxes for case 2. Box number 1. Good luck, everybody. There's my sweat card. First 2 cards are pre-production proofs of Joan Van Ark and Laura Flynn Boyle. Laura Flynn Boyle, Joan Van Ark. First stack. We got Chris Ashworth. Chris Ashworth, 25 of 25. Giancarlos Esposito on the gold scope. Gold scope on the villains, and that is a 1 of 1 villain. 1 of 1 villain. What's up, Jim? How we doing today, Rocket? 1 of 1 villain. Michael O'Keefe. There's Michael O'Keefe. 4 out of 7. And our first random for the break is going to be Angelica Houston and Christina Ricci. Christina Ricci and Angelica Houston on the co-stars from the Addams Family. And that is a 1 of 1. 1 of 1. Box 2. You got Esposito. Nice, bro. First encased card. First encased card. Sorry. Pre-production of Heather Locklear and Bryce Dallas Howard. Our first card is Kathy Coleman on the auto. Kathy Coleman. That is 23 out of 25. Next up, we got Bo Derek. Bo Derek. And that one is scripted Jenny from the movie 10. And that is 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. And here's our first Pearl Redemption. Our first Pearl Redemption. And our encased card. First one of the break. Why not? Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin. 19 of 25. 19 of 25. Alec Baldwin on the encased card. His encased. He's got. That's got to be like his only cards that are all encased. Yeah, no problem, man. I try and send something, man. If I've got cards of like the same break type, I send those. If not, I try and send something, worth getting, I don't try and send garbage. But I mean, sometimes all I have is like garbage pail kid packs to send, So there is Kevin Bacon on the pre-production. And Sally Kirkland. Sally Kirkland, Kevin Bacon. Next box, we're going to start with a little Tom O'Connell action. Tom O'Connell. He's got that scripted Sith Rules. Sith Rules. And he is 4 out of 7. Robin Thicke. Should I use my joke I do every time with him? Alright. Got a little blurred lines here. 1 out of 7. Jamie Presley on the Scream team. God, she's beautiful. 1 of 1, Jamie Presley. And on the Sci-Fi Signatures, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon on the Sci-Fi Signatures. And this one is also a 1 of 1. Ooh, Be Still My Heart. Be Still My Heart is incoming. I like that. I like that one. It's one of my favorites. How about Danny Elfman? Danny Elfman on the 1 of 1 pre-production proof. And Gina Lee Nolan. Gina Lee Nolan. I love Danny Elfman, all the music and all the stuff he does. Some autos are on card. Not usually. I have maybe this one. Yeah, that one's on card. The encased one. Most of them are stickers that I've seen. So, how about that? Scripted. Leanne Curtis, 16 candles. 16 candles. 5 out of 5. Gillian Anderson on, what is that? The 5 out of 7. She was on that, what was that? X-Files? Yeah, I think it was X-Files. Oh, I love his music. I love his movies, everything. Kelsey Grammer on the green scope. That is a 1 of 1 Kelsey Grammer. X-Files, right? Yeah, X-Files. And Be Still My Heart, Miss Gina Davis. Miss Gina Davis, and that one is a 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. Box number 5. I might have mixed up the 2 cases, guys, so if we get a second Pearl, in the first 10 boxes. It's because I mixed up the cases. Should be one pearl per case. But when I was moving them, I might have messed them up. So just so you guys know and don't think that, we got 2 in one case, and if we don't get another one, then we don't get the, pearl. So Selma Blair, Pam Grier. Next up, how about Pete Best? Pete Best lost out to Ringo. He wasn't the best there, I guess. 2 out of 2. 2 out of 2. Brooke Burke. She's beautiful too, man. 6 out of 7. There's Danny Elfman again. Danny Elfman, this time it's an auto. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 on the Danny Elfman auto. And how about Captain Kirk himself, William Shatner? 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7 on Bill. It's our first 5 boxes. Here comes box number 6. As you can see, it was open in the box. It's stuck to one of the top loaders, so I will fix the top loader and put a fresh one on for you guys. Co-stars, that is Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. That'll be random. And Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie. First up, Trade the Truth. Trade the Truth. 2 out of 4. There's Dolph Lundgren on the scripted. I'm not sure what the script there says there. I think it says Gunner, maybe? Excuse me. That is a Dolph Lundgren 1 of 1. Dolph Lundgren 1 of 1. Well, there's a lot of 1 of 1 press proofs, pre-production proofs. How about scripted Dean Cain, Superman? That one is 1 out of 5. And Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and change your top loader for you. Okay, put a nice fresh one on there for Michael Douglas. And that is 96 out of 100. 96 of 100 on the Michael Douglas. Box number 7. How about the Mother of Dragons, Emilia Clarke on the Be Still My Heart, and Rosanna Arquette. Lindsay Wagner. Lindsay Wagner on the Purple Ice. That is 3 out of 4. Pete Best for the second time today. This one's on the Vinyl Signs Blue Shimmer. 6 out of 7. Dolph Lundgren on the second one tonight. This one, I definitely know the script on this one. That says Drago. And that is a 1 of 1 Dolph Lundgren for the second time tonight. And Heather Locklear on the Saturday Night Live autograph. Not sure if this is her second auto, but I know it's her second card of the night. That one is 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Alan Richson. Alan Richson. And Kit Harington. First up, we got Predator, Derek Mears. Derek Mears on the scripted Predator. I like that. He puts the little 3 dots that the Predator used to have when he used to scope somebody's ass out. 3 out of 3. Adrian Barbeau. Adrian Barbeau on the blue scope. 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4 on the blue scope. What's up, Steve? Where are you from? Sada Baby. Sada Baby. 3 out of 15. 3 out of 15 on the Sada Baby. Vinyl signs. And we got another random. This one will be Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon. Those two dated for so long, were never married, but dated forever until he passed away. And that is a great random. 1 of 1 of Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon. I love that. I love that. Such a cute couple. Dylan McDermott, the other member of the X-Files. And there's Ozzy Osbourne on the pre-production proof. Scripted, Tom O'Connell. I'm honestly cannot read that. I think it says The Empire. 4 out of 25. 4 of 25. Derek Mears, Swamp Thing on the scripted. Derek Mears, Swamp Thing, 2 out of 5. Tim Robbins on the iconic role Shawshank Redemption. Tim Robbins, 1 of 1 on the Tim Robbins. And that is Andrew Garfield, May 3rd, 2014. I think that's when Spider-Man came out. And that is a 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7. Box number 10. This is the halfway point of our 2-case break. Halfway point. Terry Hatcher. That is, what is it, Lois and Clark. She played Lois Lane. And Christy McNichol. Next up, we got Nikki Smiggs. Nikki Smiggs. Purple Cracked Ice. That is 3 out of 6. There's Bryce Dallas Howard. Jurassic World, Bryce Dallas Howard on the scripted, and that is 12 out of 15. Mackenzie Phillips. Mackenzie Phillips from American Graffiti, 9 out of 15. And Mr. Chris Pine, Sci-Fi Signatures, Chris Pine. And that one is a 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5. Second case, here we go. How about Leslie Jordan? He's so funny. Leslie Jordan. And another random for you, John Carpenter and Nick Castle. First up, we got Vera Farmiga. Vera Farmiga on the magenta ice, 4 out of 5. Then we got Ari Lehman, who played Michael Myers, right? 1 out of 1. 1 of 1, Ari Lehman. He played Jason, that's right, Jason, I'm sorry. I saw Michael Myers here, that's right, Punisher. Jason was played by Derek Mears, right? Michael Myers was played by Derek Mears. There's Michael O'Keefe. He played Noonan in Caddyshack. 4 out of 4. And another random. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and John Bernthal from The Walking Dead. We have a printing plate. This is a Blockbuster Summer John Travolta from Grease on the production proof. And our printing plate is Hulk Hogan, host of Saturday Night Live, March 30th, 1985. Gianni Paolo. Gianni Paolo. 3 out of 6. How about John Travolta on the autograph now? October 15th, 1994. That one is 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Amy Yazbek. Yazbek. 1 out of 5. And on the screen team, Jenny McCarthy. Jenny McCarthy, 5 out of 6. 5 out of 6. There's another Leslie Jordan. Leslie Jordan and Danny Glover. How about Katie Seagal? Katie Seagal, Sons of Anarchy on the script. That one is a 1 of 1 Katie Seagal. Next up, we have Danny Elfman, Christmas movies The Nightmare Before Christmas. That is a gold. I'm going to bet that's a 1 of 1 Danny Elfman, and it is. That is sick. That is so sick. Scream Team, PJ Souls. 2 out of 5. And on the Sci-Fi Signatures, William Shatner, Captain Kirk. William Shatner signing it and scripting it, Captain Kirk, 1 out of 15. Box number 14. Mark Wahlberg on the pre-production proof, and Gianni Paolo. Nancy Kwan, and Nancy Kwan. That is 1 out of 2 on the Nancy Kwan. Richard Grieco, 21 Jump Street, 8 out of 15, 8 out of 15. Tatiana Maslany. Tatiana Maslany. Do not know what she's in. 1 out of 5. And, oh wow. From Star Wars, Natalie Portman, Blockbuster Summer Auto, May 19th. What was that? May 19th, 1999. Natalie Portman, and this one is a 1 of 1. 1 of 1 Natalie Portman. Box number 15. Did I get it? I did. We got an encased card here. Encased card. Hopefully it's somebody other than Alec Baldwin, who I seem to get encased cards of all the time. We got a pre-production proof of Liv Tyler, Elijah Wood, and Sean Astin. That is for the characters from Lord of the Rings. And a printing plate of Dan Aykroyd, Trading Places. That's a printing plate, Trading Places of Dan Aykroyd. Corey Taylor on the Gold Shimmer. That's probably a 1 of 1, and it is. David Harris on the scripted The Warrior. Warriors, 1 of 1. Warriors. And there's our other Pearl Redemption. And our encased card is Alec Baldwin again. Alec Baldwin on the encased card. This one's 21 out of 30. Final 5 boxes. Box number 16. Another random for you guys. There's Paul Rudd and Andrew Garfield on the double feature. And that is Benedict Cumberbatch. on the pre-production proofs. Here we go. Vera Farmiga. Vera Farmiga. 1 of 1. 1 of 1, Vera Farmiga. Charlie Sheen. He doesn't seem to disappoint. He's almost in every break I've been in. 14 out of 25. There's Lindsay Wagner again. I believe that's the second. 6 out of 7. And Heather Locklear for the third time. I think this is the second auto, but this one is a 1 of 1. 1 of 1 Heather Locklear. How much for the Warrior? You would have to talk to the person who bought that spot, and I don't know who that is. So, if they're in here, and David Harris is his name. If you're in here, David Harris spot, and you are willing to sell that card, I got somebody interested. I put it out there for YouTube, and I put it out there on eBay Live. So if they're here and they're interested in selling, they'll get back to me. Next up, we have, that is Kelsey Grammer on the 1 of 1 printing plate. 1 of 1 Kelsey Grammer. And that is John C. McGinley. How about scripted again, Sons of Anarchy, Katie Seagal for the second time. That one is a 1 of 1 this time. I don't know if the last one was a 1 of 1 or not, but there you go. Katie Seagal spot. Melissa Gorga. Melissa Gorga. 1 out of 5. Joan Van Ark. Joan Van Ark. 7 out of 15. And there's Sarah Michelle Gellar. This is probably to like 500. It is. She signs a lot. 272 out of 500. Warriors, come out and play. Warriors. Man, I haven't seen that movie in years. Another pre-production proof of Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. And that's the second one of those. So each person is going to get one. So no need to random that. Famke Janssen. Famke Janssen. There is Mike Majlak. Majlak. I don't know how to say the last name. 4 out of 6. There's a third Dolph Lundgren. And I think it does say Gunner. This one is 4 out of 4. Selma Blair. Such a beautiful woman, too. 2 out of 4. And Sci-Fi Signatures of Megan Fox. I love her autograph. She puts the heart with the F. Love Fox. I love that. 3 out of 8. 3 out of 8. We're down to 2 boxes. 2 boxes. Make my announcement now while I'm opening up box 18 or box 19. If you skunk in the break, guys, that means you hit no cards. You have 10 spots, 20 spots, 100 spots, and you don't hit anything on any of those spots. I do not refund shipping. I have to send you something. So please do not ask. We cannot. We have to send you a goodie bag. If you have 10 spots, 15 spots, 100 spots, and you hit one item, that is not a skunk. That means you you have hit something, and that is not considered a skunk. So a skunk is where you don't hit anything at all. So please, we will send you something because we have to per eBay regulations. Thank you. All right, here we go. Chanel West Coast on the pre-production proof, and another printing plate. And that one is a printing plate of Vera Farmiga. Vera Farmiga on the printing plate. Kira Kosarin. Stay Super on the scripted. 1 of 10. 1 of 10. There is Ashley Eckstein. Ashley Eckstein. She scripted it. Ahsoka Tano. Really cool. I love that. 1 out of 6. She was the voice of Ahsoka Tano on the animated series. Ernest Thomas, Raj from What's Happening. Ernest Thomas, Raj. That is 1 out of 3. And a nice Kate Beckinsale on the Sci-Fi Signatures. Kate Beckinsale, uno de uno. 1 of 1, my friends. 1 of 1. And our last box. Last box of the break. Box number 20. After this, we'll do the randomizer. Then we will do a full recap. We got another encased card in box number 20. Another encased card. That is Rick Harrison. Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. And Pete Davidson. Those are your 2 there. Your last 4 cards. Christy McNichol on the scripted. Empty Nest, it says. Empty Nest, that was the TV show. 7 out of 8. 7 out of 8. There's Mackenzie Phillips on the Cracked Ice. 10 out of 15. And Sean Gunn, Green. 3 out of 5. Sean Gunn Green, 3 out of 5. Our last card of the break. Here we go. Pop Century. It is the cast of Napoleon Dynamite. John Heder, Efren Ramirez, and John Grease. That will be randomized. It is 102 out of 300. 102 out of 300. Let me get the randomizer together real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I have 7 set up. Now I just got to type in the names. Give me a second here. All right, give me a minute to type in the names, guys. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 already ready to go. All right, here we go. Let me type these in. Get that shit out of the way. Whoa. Goddamn fucking cards. Too many of them. The person who sniped Ozzy from you. Three more, guys. Last one being put in right now. All right, they're all in. All right. So one more time, here are the randoms, guys. We have Paul Rudd and Andrew Garfield, Liv Tyler, Elijah Wood, and Sean Astin, John Carpenter, Nick Castle, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, John Bernthal, Tim Robbins, Susan Sarandon, Angelica Houston, Christina Ricci, and that is John Heder, Efren Ramirez, and John Grease on the triple for Napoleon Dynamite. Okay. Switching over to, here we go. All right, eBay, I've got to take you over to the randomizer. Here we go. I'm gonna zoom you in. All right, here we go, guys. Random time. We're going to roll the dice. It's got to be 5 or higher on the dice. And zoom out a little bit on eBay. There we go. Rolling the dice. We got 6 times for all of them. First one, Paul Rudd, Andrew Garfield. 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times on that. We got Andrew Garfield 6 times. Andrew Garfield gets the card. 6 times. Liv Tyler, Elijah Wood, Sean Astin. Here we go, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. 6 times right there. It's going to the Sean Astin spot. All right, we got John Carpenter, Nick Castle, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. 4. Come on, where's 5? There it is, and 6 times. 6 times right there, and it's going to John Carpenter's spot. Dean Morgan and Bernthal, that's Walking Dead. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 times right there, going to the Dean Morgan spot. We got Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. 6 times. Susan Sarandon spot. This is Angelica Houston, Christina Ricci spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. It's going to Christina Ricci. And the last one, John Heder, Efren Ramirez, and John Grease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last time 6 times, going to the Efren Ramirez spot. There we go. Going back to the stand. Here we go for our recap. Going back to the screen. There is that. We got it all set. Here we go, my friends. Recap time. Again, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part. If you skunk, I am sorry. We will send you something. Please do not blow out my emails. All right, I'm going to start with the one-of-one pre-production proofs and printing plates because there's no autographs on those. We'll save the autographs for after. Actually, let's recap one more time on the. Let's recap this real quick. So this went to the Andrew Garfield spot. This one went to the Sean Astin spot. This one went to the John Carpenter spot. This one went to the Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That one went to the Susan. Was it Susan Sarandon spot? I believe, if I remember right. This one went to Christina Ricci, and this one went to Efren Ramirez. All right, here we go. 101 pre-production proofs and printing plates. Pete Davidson, Rick Harrison. We got Vera Farmiga, Chanel West Coast. This was one of each going to Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. We got Famke Janssen, John C. McGinley. There's Kelsey Grammer, Benedict Cumberbatch. That is Dan Aykroyd, Gianni Paolo. That is Mark Wahlberg, Danny Glover, Leslie Jordan, Hulk Hogan, John Travolta, Leslie Jordan, Christy McNichols, Terry Hatcher, Ozzy Osbourne, Dylan McDermott, Kit Harington, Alan Richson, Rosanna Arquette, Emilia Clarke, Margot Robbie, Pam Grier, Selma Blair, Gina Lee Nolan, Danny Elfman, Sally Kirkland, Sebastian Shaw, played by Kevin Bacon. We got Bryce Dallas Howard, Heather Locklear, Joan Van Ark, and Laura Flynn Boyle. Nice. Okay, we're going to do, we had two Pearl Redemptions to the Pearl Redemption spot. We had two encased Alec Baldwin. This one is to 30, and then Alec Baldwin to 25. 19 and 21. There you go. To 500, Sarah Michelle Gellar. 272 out of 500. Michael Douglas, that one I think is to 100, 96 of 100. All right, to 25. To 25, we have Charlie Sheen, Tom O'Connell, Kathy Coleman, Chris Ashworth. These are to 15. Mackenzie Phillips, Joan Van Ark, Richard Grieco, William Shatner, Mackenzie Phillips, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Sada Baby. 210, Kira Kosarin on the Stay Super, and Danny Elfman. I believe these were to 8. Yes. Christy McNichols, Empty Nest, and Megan Fox. To 7, Lindsay Wagner, Andrew Garfield. We got Pete Best, William Shatner, Brooke Burke, Gillian Anderson, Robin Thicke, Tom O'Connell, and Michael O'Keefe. To 6, we had Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka Tano, Mike Majlak, Jenny McCarthy, Gianna Paola, and then Nikki Smiggs. These are to 5. To 5. Sean Gunn, Melissa Gorga, Tatiana Maslany, PJ Souls, Amy Yazbek, John Travolta, Vera Farmiga, Chris Pine, Derek Mears, Swamp Thing, Heather Locklear, Dean Cain, Superman, Leanne Curtis, 16 candles. These are to 4. Yep. Selma Blair, Dolph Lundgren, Gunner, Michael O'Keefe, Adrienne Barbeau, Lindsay Wagner, and Treva Truth. To 3, Ernest Thomas, Raj. We got Derek Mears, Predator, Gina Davis, and Bo Derek as Jenny. We got to 2, Nancy Kwan and Pete Best. Our one of ones, Kate Beckinsale, Katie Seagal, Sons of Anarchy, Heather Locklear, Vera Farmiga, that's David Harris, The Warrior, Corey Taylor, Natalie Portman, that's Denny Elfman, Katie Seagal, Sons of Anarchy again, Ari Lehman, Tim Robbins, Dolph Lundgren Gunner. The other Dolph Lundgren was Drago. Kelsey Grammer, Kevin Bacon, Jamie Presley, and Giancarlos Esposito. There you go, my friends. There is your break. Hope you had a good time. I had a good time doing it with you. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace.